Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom? Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. Your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. And every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to get this life. We're waking up, we're moving, waking up to some construction and some eating, and about to get some morning motivation right next door. Homeboy was closed, but you're going to watch me pick up. Check this out. Homeboy's laying that brick. Mama San's eating. He laid this yesterday, and they're just making a nice little spot, nice and clean, a little curb appeal. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go get me some 420 right here, right next door. You know what I mean? Let's go. So this is Saints Addiction. Every morning, traveled by Saints. I get up, I get after it, and I live my life, and I will survive. That's this morning's motivation, is to talk about survival and thrival and all the other things that end up happening. I don't see my homie. He's got the whole place closed, but hopefully he's open because he told me he'd be here this morning. And that's what ends up happening. You just come onto the back. I got the VIP entrance. Let's see if homie's awake this morning. See if he's ready to sell me some weed. I don't see him. Hey, brother. Should be up this morning trying to pick up some weed, but I'm $100 shy from my rent, and I will survive. I just had this funny feeling like I'm gonna make it, and you can call it funny feeling, you can call it a premonition, you can even plant some trees right along the bricks, you know, and that's what it is, growing through the bricks, growing through the tough time. Where's your dad? You know what I mean? Making shit a reality. That's what we all need to do, is we remember that there's an eventuality to life, you know? Not everybody dies, but not everybody lives, you know? And you're going to have to figure it out no matter what it is. This is a survival technique. This is life. And this is where you know what I mean? Everybody's going to be breaking it. Where's your... Oh, shit. Where's your boy? Very clean. His kid's just chilling in his hammock, living the dream. I'm trying to see if homie's here. He's trying to pick up some smoke. I need to buy smoke. Yeah, that's not him. That's not my guy. Where is he?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, he told me come this morning. I'll bring up some. Just real quick, I can bring. Yeah, 1 gram. Yeah, I just need 1 gram. Thank you, babe. Very beautiful. Yeah. You are very beautiful. Yeah. I'm trying to score my gram this morning because I will survive and make it anyway. Look at this fucking rooster eating. Ah, can you help me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 gram.
One.
Yeah, thank you, brother. He said, yeah, I'll help you. Look at this rooster, baby. Wow. 1 gram, 200. Yeah. If you have it, 10. Thank you, brother. Look at that. And I will survive, bro. Long as I'm alive, I will survive. And it's that kind of attitude that ends up dominating in life, you know, where we all come alive and we realize what we're made out of, and that we become unstoppable, undominable, and just not taking on some of the bullshit that would have stopped us before. We move past it. We move past that mentality. We move past that attitude and emotions and start channeling our inner survivor. You know, if these people can survive with little huts with just a sheet and brick and paintings and you know, plants for a toilet. If you lived in the back of this where you had to burn the trees, or you know, there was bricklaying everywhere and you didn't have much, and you saw in the background of your home was a big fat hotel with a big window and a bathtub, and you're over here living in a hammock you too would have the mentality that if these guys can survive, right? If they can stay alive, stay with a good attitude, stay smiling, then what's your excuse? You know what I mean? And this is the thing that we all have to do in our minds is go like, why do we let our minds shut ourselves down? Why do we get so emotionally involved for things that we can critically outthink? And how come all these other people still seem to be happy with less than what we have, you know? And this is why I have this conversation. What's up, When I see you, bro. And that's why I have this conversation in the morning with people, is to let them know that there is a survivable, there is a way to make our way through all the tough times that we see and that we perceive. And even if this tree can make it through the fucking concrete, so can you. The hardest times are the concrete. The strength is the roots, and that's where we are. We're the tree. We're the tree that's growing every day, finding a way. Those are beautiful flowers to make our day better. And then instead of leaving it through stress and just hating it, and going through the same process and just making it worse than it has to be, we can elevate our thinking and say, you know what, I've made it through last month's rent. I made it through this month's rent. I was this close to closing a deal on Monday, and it slipped through my fingers. And of course, I need that money, and of course, I want to pay rent. But you know what? I'm gonna still keep growing. I'm gonna still keep knowing that I'm gonna be all right, and I'm still gonna have that feeling, that rock hard feeling inside me that I said to myself, I'm gonna make it. Regardless, I will survive. And yep, got tough internet connection. But that our spirit has to be indomitable. It has to be something that lets you know that it shakes inside you. You know what I mean? That it shakes inside you. That even if you don't want it to, eventually, um, 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 you're gonna come out the other end. And how you made it through that process, or through that tunnel, or through that feeling, is dependent completely on you and your mood and your mentality. And then you can eventually, you'll be through it. Time will pass, whether you're alive or not to see it. It'll still happen regardless. I mean, there's people that are having the best days of their lives and having the worst days of their lives, and it's all happening at the same time. So, we have to learn how to. I think there it is. I'm back. For 200,000 dong, I can get a gram for like $7, $8, and then I can smoke my morning motivation, have this conversation about survival and making it past, and thrival and making it past with a good attitude. I just was just like, I will survive. I will, if I have all the answers or have all the money or any of that other. It's one of these things that I don't know where these people are at, but I'm gonna come after. I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, look, they even fed the rooster. Even the rooster's eating. Look at him. Maybe when's the last time you saw a rooster? Is he coming? Is my guy coming? Where'd he go? I don't know. I thought he was coming. What's up, Di? I see you, brother. We're here. I guess they didn't want my money. It was supposed to be next door, and I thought that the guy was coming here. No say, no see. Is he coming? I was just trying to pick up my grandma weed for the morning, and I don't see anybody. Hello? I don't know. Kind of an incomplete pass here. I was supposed to be buying some grass, and now I can see the opposite end of my wall, the backside of the spot. No, nobody's gonna got. Okay. Well, I guess they don't want the money. I guess I'll just skip the smoking. This is where I stay, in this room right here. That knocking noise is from the aircon. And then this big ass tree just grew right up along the wall and covers it all, y'all. So, it's just one of those. It goes to show you that you can climb the wall, you can break the concrete, and you can grow. That's what I see in all the. And we check. we check out today. So it's been a hell of a journey being here for filming with these guys. They've been making extremely nice. Good morning. And before us, and it's a bit of a forest. You side of that wall is that tree, and it becomes shade for me. So it's almost like the obstacle is the way. And I don't know who said that, if that's Lao Tzu, the art of war, or maybe it's just the breeze in the trees and being in the shade. You know what I mean? Or watching all these things grow around to get higher. It's like nature is sending us the signals. It's sending us little bits of examples of how life always finds a way, even when you don't know it monetarily or numerically, or you're sweating your bills, it still finds a way. Someone you know and love will lend you $100. Maybe I get that other deal like I almost got on Monday, and I'll be able to land the mothership as soon as I persist and relax in the wind and let the breeze make my trees grow. Like I got to make my life grow, my mentality, um, the instability. These things are crazy. Look at that, big old fruits on the ground. Everything is growing and learning, and you got to go with the movements. You got to be able to be the type of person that knows what you're doing and why you're doing it. And even if you don't understand it, that you still move forward and say, hey, I'm going to be it. I'm going to be the type of person that makes my life a reality, and finds a way to smile about my surroundings, and make my mentality better for me, so I don't have to be at war with myself or inside myself. No, I make myself aware of the stress, but I also want to really highlight that I wanted to make myself aware of the survival. And that's what it is. It's survival, it's thrival, it's moving forward, even when you don't have the answers, even when you don't know what's going to happen. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you just got to buckle down and stay in the saddle until you get across that river, homie. Like I found out, my buddy was telling me that I speak in codes, like I always speak in like idioms and slang, and I got a rhyme for every occasion. And I was like, yeah, I guess that is me. That the one day, or day one, you decide, or the make it happen captain, or the you already know. I have phrases and sayings for everything, and I'm grateful to be just alive this morning. Even with this wild hair, don't care. I'm on some, I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna find a way. No matter what happens today, I'm gonna find a way. And that's this morning's motivation, was to just say, hey, even if they're not ready next door, or maybe they don't understand me, or maybe, or we definitely got to move to the next place, I will find a way. I will find a way to persevere, make my life real, and have the outcomes that I desire. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those. We all have to grow, just like the trees behind me. We're all going to have to grow, and we're all going to have the strength of the roots that come from our ancestors and inside of us, like the tree trunk, to be like, it doesn't matter if it's concrete, it doesn't matter if it's time, it doesn't matter if it's hard. We will find a way. We will still move forward, and make our way to that area where there's a touchdown, where there's a smile instead of a frown, where there's opportunity. We shall seek it. I will endure anything. That's why it's the book Endure. And I will persist, just like he said in the movie 12 Years a Slave. I will persist, and I will not give up because of some little bits of stuff. Did I just get bit? I think so, yep. Damn. I will persist regardless of the mosquitoes, regardless of the money, regardless of the stress. I will persist, and that's what kind of attitude I woke up with this morning. Was just like, I will find a way. Every day is a new day, and no matter what, I've always survived, even when I didn't have it in the bank, or I needed to overcome an obstacle, or things weren't exactly working my way. I still found a way. I still grew, and I learned, and I'm still standing. A survivor. I'm still here, waking up every morning, not in prison, not unhealthy. Not stress the fuck out. I just kind of refuse to lose my mentality and lose to, not having weed or not having money or not having love. I still go on, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm alive, might as well make this ride as enjoyable as I possibly can, and put the smile back on my face, because I know that time will pass regardless, and I might as well enjoy the passing of time, because that's what life is. And I love my life, bro. I love it so hard that I can come to these foreign lands and make it past when I didn't think I can, and then I just kept persevering, bro. This is that persistence. This is that permanence. This is the object permanence that we have in our minds, that we're like so obsessed about some stress, but we can release ourselves from it, and release ourselves from mental slavery that we slave on ourselves, and we put it on our minds. And it's like, why not put our minds at ease? Why not have calm and realize that life is going on, and it will continue without you. Like I said, one day somebody's having the best day of their life, and one day someone's having the worst day of their life. Your job is to make it as enjoyable with the passing of time. All right, not that it's always going to be happy. Yeah, I think it bit me. Not that it's always going to be happy. That's not how life is designed. It would be boring if it was always that one way, you know. But it's meant to be engaging, and meant for us to challenge our lives and challenge our beliefs and challenge our feelings, and say, is that really how I feel? Or with new set of information, like I was kind of feeling down when we were going to the oceans last night, and then the girl got, Mark, and she got all excited to see me, and she's like, I didn't recognize you because you had a shirt on, because I'm always topless. And then I brought her a sticker, and she's like, oh, thank you very much. Didn't wait long, did you? And she was so polite and so real and Aito, that it was like, that lit me up. Just giving a free sticker to somebody that really cared, and was really genuine, was the thing that made me smile the most. So, it's one of those where I just look at my life and I go, okay, this is where I want it to grow. This is what I already know, and this is what's worth living. Life's worth living, even if it's not the perfect scenario. Like, it'll never be perfect. You'll never find the perfect love, and you'll never find the perfect time, and nothing will ever be perfect. But the enjoyment of the time, while it passes, do you enjoy it, or do you curse it? Do you motherfuck it, or do you embrace it? Do you question it, or do you accept it? And this is the strong will survive, the mentally strong that said, no matter what, I'm gonna make it, regardless of whatever else is going on, or what had happened was, yeah, it did bit me. I knew it. I got bit right here on the shoulder. I didn't even see it. Maybe you see it on the replay. It got me right here, fucker. But that's life, You get bit a little bit, you bite back a little bit, and you hope you enjoy your bite as much as the mosquito did. You know what I mean? And all the challenges and obstacles make it exciting. So I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next. We check out today. Any moment now. They said we can have a late checkout. Everybody was super chill. They're sad to see us go, but we're only moving up the hill into a nicer spot. It really is nice, and I'm gonna be grateful to lock it down and make sure that it's mine, and that I can survive and keep moving forward, and keep my head in the game, keep developing businesses and websites and connections, and making money out of the Ethereum, and you know what I mean, out of thin air, or out from my own thoughts, and all the way on a beach with my toes in the sand, like that's the blessing. So most people, they sit in their cubicle and go, I wish, and I'm over here on some I do. So anybody that needs to know, Southeast Asia, you can't live without some Tiger Bomb, baby. And put this on my on this little mosquito bite. I knew something bit me, but I was like, what the hell? What the hell? It's always something, right? Let's put some by my feet. I always do this, and the line down by the ankles where the blood goes. Put a little bit on the side rolls, the fat rolls. So they stay off my back, bro. You already know, though. Get that hair out of there, and this is how I survive. I will survive as long as I know how to love. I know I'm alive. I got all my love to give. I got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey. So I'm in a good mood today. I'm gonna have to pack up my things and move it on up the hill to the next place, but it's all in place, you know? It's all part of the plan for all of us to make it past whatever we perceive is our obstacle and can't be surmountable, and then you become I'm possible instead of impossible, and you start to learn that you too can make it past some of the worst things in your life, and there are better days. This too shall pass, and that's a very powerful message for those of us that like live in our heads and we just like stress ourselves out, which puts us in a different type of mental state that doesn't think as clearly as you need, you know, versus someone that's just calm. Remain calm. I was listening to this old man in the park, and he's like, just stay calm. It'll all work out. Just let go and go with the flow, you know. And this is one of the hardest things to do. Easy to be said, harder to do, but worth it when you're in the right mentality and you're calm. This is where you make the best love, the best decisions, and see the best opportunities. You put on not the rose tinted glasses, but the glasses that say, I will survive. I have the stick to itiveness to make it, and I'm strong like this tree, you know, like a big bamboo tree, you know. I'm strong like a tree, and there's something inside me. My ancestors made it past harder times than I've seen, and their DNA is inside of me. And no matter what happens today, I will still do my best, you know, regardless, and work it out, bro. You know, find a way. And that's what we do on this channel. We seem to find a way every day to be the best that we can be, and make the most of our opportunities, seize the day, c'est la vie, you know, that's such as life, you know, carpe diem, seize the day, make sure that we shake our souls and our ancestors inside of us and say, I don't care what ends up happening. I had to do the morning motivation and just said, you know, I don't have the money, but I'm gonna make it, and I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen, but somehow it's gonna work out, and no matter what, I'm gonna survive. You know, I'm gonna make it past this day and past this year and past this decade, and get out my way, because I'm still coming for all the things that I worked hard for, all the hundred domain names and 100 Instagrams, and launching Intersect.ai, and meeting my team all the way here in Vietnam, and combining our forces and combining our minds, and having a mind awake for 8 hours there's 3 different 8 hours for 24 hours. Someone's working while I'm sleeping. Someone's working while someone's sleeping while I'm working, and we all work together on that third hour. So it's like, you know, my 8 hours, go to sleep, his 8 hours, go to sleep, his 8 hours, go to sleep. 8 times 3 is 24, and that's a full 24-hour cycle. It's a full experience that no one's going to take it away from me. We all combined ourselves together to make Intersect AI. Even when I'm talking, he's inside coding on his tablet, and you know, making it into a reality. So you know, our sites are going to be up in a sec. Join We Club's going to be up. Faceless Porn is going to be up. Cats on Shirts is going to be up, and just like that, in seconds, literally, site in a sec, you know, 30 seconds later, it'll be up, and you can do it too. You know, we're going to make it available for the consumer market, and other people can start launching their dreams and believing and seeing, because it's not so easy when it's all easy. You know what I mean? When you got all the money and you got all the answers and you got a plan. The tough part is when you run out of steam, you run out of money, and you run out of perspective. And that's why it's the hardest thing to train, is your mind, and to train your mind on survival and not what's going wrong, but to calm down. I mean, they say it all the time in survival shows, or what do they call that, when you're out in the wilderness and you have to learn survival skills, you know, it's to remain calm, because a calm mind makes good decisions. A busy mind starts fucking tripping itself out and going in circles, and gets cold and hyperthermia and forgets to eat, you know. So for this morning motivation, I might have not got the marijuana, but I did get my motivation inside to accomplish anything that I will see through this day, through these headaches, through these like little minor misses. You know, $100 ain't gonna stop me. Life ain't gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going on, no matter what happens. I will persist. I will survive, and I will make it through this. This too shall pass. All my heart from the start. Your boy Marky Saint. Peace and love. And as always, Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I be. Peace from Vietnam. Pho Quoc, just out south of Ho Chi Minh City, on the opposite side of Ko Chang. It's this side of Cambodia, near Cambodia and the Vietnam border, and Ko Chang is near Thailand, near the Cambodian border, and I will make it to another day. I will find a way. I will come up with this rent out of thin air. You know what I mean? You know what I say? I see a little dragonfly coming by, so that must mean good luck. And I'm not completely broke, and I'm never gonna be broken. So like, this is the mentality that I have. Literally $100 short for rent, and we're supposed to move in. Almost had the deal on Monday, and I'm sitting here going like, I will survive, man. I know it. You know, it's almost like Neville Goddard. It's just this feeling, this knowing, the secret. You know, the what was the other one? The law of attraction, to bring it closer to you. Another touchdown, another obstacle averted and overcome, and I'm gonna shock myself. I'm here to tell you right here, right now. I'm gonna prove the haters wrong, prove myself right, and prove that my inner faith is stronger than my outside beliefs. You know what I mean? So this is what's gonna happen today. I'm checking out. You're checking in. Go be free and get off this thing. I'm the only one that's saying this. Go for a walk, go for a smoke, go for a talk, whatever it takes. Get off this thing and start living your life for real, fully. I said live life full, and don't hesitate and worry about the details. Let the universe sort that out for you. Have a blessed day. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.